back. This is Boomer Life on CIL 650.
Money, 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 must be funny in the rich man's world.
Money, 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 money. That's ABBA music to kick off this final segment of today's episode of Boomer Life here on CIL 650. It's not about money particularly. It's about being able to afford having the money set aside in your retirement years to be able to enjoy and afford with comfort and peace of mind life at Shannon Oaks, a seniors retirement community here in Vancouver. Jillian Fullerton is from Shannon Oaks. She's their sales and marketing manager, Baptist Housing sales and marketing manager, Shannon Oaks, Vancouver, and Victoria.
That's
two of 16 communities
That's right.
run by Baptist Housing across British Columbia.
That's correct.
Also with us in studio, the host of It's Your Money, heard every Sunday morning right here on this radio station. Fred Snyder is with us as well. Fred, we've been talking a lot about money with your very capable assistants. We're grateful for that, too. You were out there just a few days ago at Shannon Oaks talking to the residents about money and taking their questions.
Yes.
And were a lot of people receptive to what you had to say? Because you said to turn a generation of savers into investors can be a bit of a chore.
Well, there's an old saying that a good habit is just as difficult to break as a bad one.
Okay.
So you get people early in life that learn how to save money.
Mm-hmm.
And they save money systematically all their lives. And when they retire, they have to uninvest, de-invest. They have to put the car in reverse.
Right.
They can't do it because they can't break the good habit of saving.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you have to say, look, I've accumulated whatever it is, 500,000, 700,000, $1.5 million. The numbers vary.
Sure.
But I need to turn this capital that I have into an income. I got to put it to work for me so that I get an income stream that is predictable, sustainable, and potentially increasing to deal with inflation. And I want it to be guaranteed. So if you could buy yourself a pension plan, a defined benefit pension plan, the Canada Pension Plan, for example, is a defined benefit pension plan.
Right.
But I receive it. I can't go to the Canadian government and say, guys, I like that check you send me every month, but I want the principal.
Sure.
So send me the $300,000 principal that's behind that check you send me every month.
Mm-hmm.
So the principal's not accessible. It's a form of annuity or a pension plan, but the principal's not accessible. GLWB products, on the other hand, provide the same sustainable income, the same guaranteed income. It's just like buying yourself a pension plan.
What does GLWB stand for?
Guaranteed lifetime withdrawal benefit.
Okay.
So the income that you get is guaranteed for as long as you live. You can't run out of money. You can't run out of income, no matter what happens. So that income will last as long as you do, and providing that income is sufficient enough to pay your rent at a facility like Shannon Oaks, it works.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to have somebody sit down and generate the numbers, to crunch the numbers and say, this is your particular set of numbers, and it will work for you. And you die, you can name a beneficiary, so it bypasses your estate. It goes directly to the beneficiary.
Mm-hmm.
And the capital is accessible. So if you decide that you want to take...
Unlike your Canada Pension Plan,
that's
which is...
exactly right.
This, you can actually dip into the capital.
You can dip
Skip
into
ahead to the real dough.
That's correct.
Now, in addition to saving conscientiously all their lives, many of our seniors, and I certainly know this from a personal standpoint, they accumulate stuff as well as money.
Sure.
And that you end up with a house full of stuff and hopefully some money in the bank as well. So the stuff, Jillian, and you hear this frequently, the stuff becomes a point of resistance.
Huge. It's a boulder in front of them.
I couldn't possibly dispose of all of this stuff. It's taken me a lifetime to accumulate all this stuff. Why, after all of that, would I want to just walk away from it? I couldn't part with my stuff. How many times a week do you hear that one?
So many
I
times,
like that
so
one.
many
That's
times,
good.
and it's hard. We all know it's hard, but to start the process, we have downsizing seminars.
Right.
So you can come to a downsizing seminar, and it'll give you little clues as to how to begin that.
Now, you had one recently.
Yes.
And there's another one coming up in December. Is it on the website? Can we direct people to ShannonOaks.com?
The one in December is on the website.
Not yet,
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, because we haven't finalized the date.
But watch the website. Okay.
Yes, it'll be there.
Okay.
We do have them on a regular basis because it is such an issue. You're quite correct with that, Sterling. It's like the albatross around their neck. They
Right.
cannot move because of that. So if people are tied to their things, and those things are preventing them from living quality life
Right.
in their final years.
Sure. Okay. Well, in addition to learning about downsizing, and Fred, we've had some downsizing experts. Jillian had one recently on the program, and it really can be incredibly simple if you learn to prioritize. What stuff must I never part with? What stuff is easily parted with and goes to recycling or whatever? And what stuff, the stuff in the middle that I enjoy, that was fun to accumulate, that I just don't want to have disappear, evaporate, that's the stuff that you can turn into gifts. You can gift your family. You can gift charities. You can get a receipt for it in some cases, but mostly it's a positive way to divest yourself of all of those things that you can't take to Shannon Oaks. Come on, it's only a one-bedroom and den, for crying out
That's
loud,
right.
or at the
And
most a two-bedroom.
And you've got grandchildren, great-grandchildren,
Of
probably
course.
who would love to have that chest of drawers that they haven't got.
Right.
And the thing is, with your bedroom suite, you probably have a bedroom with all the long dresser and the highboy and all of that. Two bedside tables. You can break them up. You
Right.
don't need to take them all. Take one portion and take maybe the highboy because it's got a small footprint, and store all sorts of things into it. Same with the dining room suite. You can just take, you don't need the table, but maybe the buffet would be.
Have you
would like to
seen
take.
people attend these downsizing seminars and coming out with an actual palpable expression of relief on their faces?
Yes.
Because suddenly,
Yes.
all of this
Of
thing,
hope.
exactly. Because it's been my main stumbling block, it's been my best device to avoid going further into this conversation. But now all this very smart person has just taken a couple of hours and explained to me how I can change my life by doing just a few simple priority things.
Exactly.
And people do that financially too, don't they, Fred?
For sure.
Exactly.
And you know what we do at Shannon Oaks? What we do is you can go into and say, I'd like to take this, this, and this, and we would measure the furniture, place it in the apartment so you can see what it's like. You get a sense, you can walk through the apartment with it taped to the ground.
Right.
Before we make the move. Well, this is really not going to fit there, but it'd be better over there.
Sure.
And that big china cabinet, yes, we can do it because it's tall. So we can get all sorts of things. But that long bookcase,
Maybe not.
maybe not.
Or you deal with these issues in your will. You create a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want that to go to Joe, and I want that, and so on and so on.
True.
A letter of wishes. This is how I want my property. Because you can't take it with you.
That's true.
Okay, so you can't take it with you if you go to Shannon Oaks, but you can't take it with you if you die either.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the problem.
Well, and of course, and again, Jillian, you know this, and so does the person who's sitting across the desk from you in your office, offering up this resistance. But they're fighting because they just, I think more than anything, just fear change. It's just
It's
too
huge.
dramatic
It's
a change.
huge.
I've been in this house
Yeah.
since 1970, whatever, and it's now you want me to move where? Are
But
you out of your mind?
I do have a lot
Right.
of respect
Yeah, right
for
on.
the senior, though.
Sure.
The seniors have been through so much. They have health concerns, maybe. They have had losses in their family,
Right.
friends. They're looking at their finances and wondering what to do. So they're faced with change all the time. And to take another step, they need a helping hand, and we're here to help them do that.
And one of the, just on a final note here, because we're almost out of time, and I'm going to go back to a point that you made much, much earlier in the hour, Jillian, and that's the survey business that you do at Baptist Housing in all of your communities across British Columbia, Shannon Oaks, Victoria, and Vancouver included. And it's about feedback from people who live in your communities.
yes.
And they all, to a person, say, oh, I'm having a great time, and if I have any regrets, I just should have showed up a few years earlier and had even more fun.
That's right. That's right.
So-
Because their quality of life has improved.
Right.
They have a new life, new friends, new activities, new stimulus.
Even though prior to moving in, they were absolutely convinced that living in that house, because it was paid for, there is a peace of mind that comes with that. And so you can justify a lot of other things. And so even though they may have been very lonely,
Only
in that
living
house,
in 1 or 2 rooms of
Right.
that 5-bedroom home.
I know a
Or
person.
never upstairs or downstairs.
Well, I was just
That's
going to
right.
say, yeah, I know people who live in seniors who live in their own homes, Fred,
Yes.
who can't go upstairs or
Well, that's
downstairs.
exactly
They're
true.
confined to the main floor
Yeah.
because of the knee or the hip or
That's
whatever.
right. You
They
got it.
can't go up and downstairs anymore.
That's right.
But
So-
it becomes a prison in that sense.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
And so, yes, it's your house, and yes, you have wonderful memories, and it's full of your stuff. But
Take the memories with you.
take them with you, and don't fear change
Yeah.
as much as perhaps you are at the moment.
We
Create a
have-
legacy.
We
Yeah.
have a wonderful, Beth Brubaker is our wellness coordinator who helps you with your move in and to make sure you're all settled.
Right.
She is a wonderful person. So we have that to nurture you through that change, through that transition from your home to Shannon Oaks.
And as Jillian has pointed out earlier, Fred, the best idea, if you're really close to this and you really want to get an idea of what it's like, really, take in a trial stay. Jillian will fix it for you. It
Yes.
costs you nothing.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, will do.
So we just go to Shannon Oaks.
Just call.
ShannonOaks.com, and that's where all the phone numbers, your email address,
Yes.
your contact, the switchboard, everything is at ShannonOaks.com.
G. Fullerton at BaptistHousing.org.
Okay, or you can just call 604-324-6257, and that'll get you right to Jillian. All right, thank you very much. Fred, good to see you a day early.
Hey,
and,
sir, good to see you too.
Well, we'll be checking out the show. I won't be in with you tomorrow. I hope you don't mind.
I'd love to have you anytime.
Well, maybe we'll do that some Sunday morning.
Okay.
Jillian, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
See you again soon.
Will do.
That's it for today.
Thanks
Enjoy your
again.
weekend.